What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, two-division world champion. Currently, the WBA 130 and 135-pound champion, superstar boxer, Gervonta Tank Davis. He weighs in on the update of the possibility of him facing undefeated, rising, Mexican superstar, lightweight, title contender, King Ryan Garcia, in which Gervonta Tank Davis stated that he'll do anything in his power to be able to stage the showdown between himself and Ryan Garcia. He stated that he informed his promoter, legendary, retired, former pound-for-pound king, former 5-division world champion, FLOYD Money Mayweather, that he would indeed take a pay cut if that included him getting the fight. He says, it's no doubt that I'm the clear A side. It's no doubt that I'm doing the bigger numbers. I'm the bigger star. He says, but when it comes to making this fight come to fruition, I would do whatever it takes. If that entails me having to take a massive pay cut, I'll take a pay cut because I want this fight. And I told Floyd Mayweather that I would do so. And Floyd Mayweather, he says that Floyd Mayweather is interested. He believes in making the fight happen as well. This is what you call Gervonta Tank Davis, is seriously invested in fighting Ryan Garcia. He wants to prove that he is indeed the better fighter. He wants to prove that all of the talk that Ryan Garcia is doing is just that, talk, that he's not going to back it up. Gervonta Tank Davis has a chip on his shoulder when it comes to this situation with himself and Ryan Garcia, and he's looking to make a statement against Ryan Garcia, King Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia just recently fought against Olympic gold medalist, British superstar, lightweight, title contender Luke Campbell, in which he was flawed in the second round. He got up, he rectified it, and he stopped Luke Campbell in the 7th round with a left hook to the liver. And that was all she wrote. Now, Ryan Garcia, he has a huge social media following. Ryan Garcia, he knows how to market himself. He knows how to market his name. And with that said, Ryan Garcia, is a sought out man. There's a lot of people that want to face off against Ryan Garcia because he represents a huge payday. Okay. And so with that said, Ryan Garcia, he has 8.3 million Instagram followers now. He went up 1 million because he had 7.2 prior to the Luke Campbell fight. He went up 1 million Instagram followers since the Luke Campbell fight. Okay. So Ryan Garcia knows how to market himself. He knows how to market his name. He knows how to make himself relevant. He has a huge social media following. And a lot of people want to get in the ring with him. He has a lot of connections as well. He's signed to Oscar De La Hoya, Olympic gold medalist, former pound-for-pound king, former cash cow, former 5-division world champion himself, iconic, legendary Hall of Famer, and there's a lot of similarities between Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia. And his mentor is 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer who currently is the unified WBC, WBA super middleweight world champion, superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez. So with that said, he represents a huge payday. He represents, a huge demographic of fans. And so a lot of people want that fight. But oddly enough, in this situation, Ryan Garcia has been calling for a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for the better part of 2 years. And he most recently was on Mike Tyson's podcast, in which he stated that he's going to knock out Gervonta Tank Davis within 2 rounds. Gervonta Tank Davis came on FaceTime with Mike Tyson and Ryan Garcia, and he was, he didn't back down. He was like, I'm going to knock you out within 2 rounds. 2 rounds, I'm knocking you out. Okay. And then Ryan Garcia, he went on TMZ and he said, I'm going to find the biggest platforms I could possibly find. I'm going to scream to the top of the mountains, at the highest mountains, that I'm going to knock out Gervonta Tank Davis within 2 rounds. Right. And he said, I want this fight. Then he was featured on Teddy Atlas podcast, in which he stated that he wants this fight with Gervonta Tank Davis because he says that it's just in him, right? He says it was just meant for him to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He likened it to a situation of when Muhammad Ali was knocked was knocked down in his fight prior to going into the fight with Sonny Liston by a UK fighter, but he was 22 years of age. Okay, he was 22 years of age. He was knocked down by a UK fighter. He got up, he won the fight, and then he called out Sonny Liston, got the fight with Sonny Liston, and he beat Sonny Liston. He was 22 years of age. There's a lot of similarities to Ryan Garcia. He was just knocked down by a British fighter in Luke Campbell. He got up, he won the fight. He's 22 years old, and Gervonta Tank Davis represents the beast, the animal, right? And like Sonny Liston represent, right? So with that said, Ryan Garcia is saying that it's just fate, right? It was just meant for him to fight and beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Not to mention, Ryan Garcia stated that he wanted to, teach Floyd Mayweather a lesson, so to speak, because he says Floyd Mayweather ruined a lot of things. A lot of things that's wrong with the sport of boxing is because of Floyd Mayweather. And he stated, what better way to rectify that by beating his number one cash cow in Gervonta Tank Davis. He says, and then Gervonta Tank Davis also, he wants to humble Gervonta Tank Davis. He stated that Gervonta Tank Davis, believes that he's better and a bigger star than who he actually is. So he says he wants to serve up a bit of humble pie to Floyd Mayweather and to Gervonta Tank Davis. So this is part of the reason why he's looking to make the fight. And he says his physical attributes are better than Gervonta Tank Davis. He says that, well, if you don't know, Gervonta Tank Davis is 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. Ryan Garcia is 5'10" with a 71-inch arm reach. So he has a 4-inch arm reach advantage and a 5-inch height advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis. And he has lightning fast hands, but he has very, very slow feet. Gervonta Tank Davis has faster feet. Ryan Garcia has very slow feet. He's very flat-footed, stationary. Gervonta Tank Davis is very explosive, but Ryan Garcia has very, very fast hands, and that's because he commits to his hand speed. He sits down on it, okay? And he says that, how is Gervonta Tank Davis going to reach him? He don't have the reach ability of Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was 5'8", 5'9", with a 70-inch arm reach as well. So he had a similar height and similar reach to Ryan Garcia as Ryan Garcia has. So Gervonta Tank Davis a long way from that. So he says, Luke Campbell caught me. He feinted to the body, came up with a sweeping left hook. He's a southpaw with a sweeping left hook, caught him, dropped him, okay? He said for Gervonta Tank Davis to hit me with that punch, he would need a ladder. It would take a miracle, and he would need a ladder. Somebody would have to give him a ladder for him to touch me. He's very, very short. So he's stating that his game plan is simply going to be to use his jab, use his reach, use his hand speed to keep him at bay all night and just simply outbox him. He says, I could outbox Gervonta Tank Davis on my best day. He says, he can't outbox me. He says, what is his game plan going to be? To outbox me? That'll never work. This is what King Ryan Garcia said. He said, that would never work. He said, that's laughable because he can never reach me. He said, once again, you would need a ladder. So, he's very confident that he could beat Gervonta Tank Davis. And I believe that the competitor in Gervonta Tank Davis, the warrior in Gervonta Tank Davis, and that ferociousness in Gervonta Tank Davis wants to simply, prove Ryan Garcia wrong and the rest of the boxing world who believes in Ryan Garcia possibility of beating him. So, he's out to prove a point, Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, one thing I will say is he cannot go in this fight fighting emotional, because Ryan Garcia he does have these advantages. He can box and he does have power in both hands. So he can't go in this emotional. He has to go in this strategic. He got to work his way on the inside, that being Tank Davis. He has to work his way on the inside, utilize head movement, get to the inside, and then once he gets on the inside, he has to wreak havoc once he gets there. But that's what he's going to have to do. He cannot do what he did against Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz was 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach, 69, 70-inch arm reach. And that proved to be somewhat a problem for Gervonta Tank Davis in their fight, as he was able to touch Gervonta Tank Davis. So with that said, he can't fight emotional. And he fought against Leo Santa Cruz emotional, right? He was getting touched, and eventually in that 6th round, he went to a high guard like this. He started walking him down. He took a couple of punches to give one, right? He started walking through, the adversity to be able to give one. And that's essentially what he's going to have to do when it comes to Ryan Garcia. But he's going to have to fight him strategically, not emotionally. If he fights him emotionally, he could lose. He could possibly lose. If you fight him strategically, use his athletic ability, use his quick feet, use his explosiveness and that ferociousness, along with his southpaw stance, he can beat Ryan Garcia. I believe he has far more of the enough tools to be able to defeat Ryan Garcia. The version that fought Jose Pedraza or Gervonta Tank Davis, that guy is who needs to show up against Ryan Garcia. Not the version that fought up against Yuriorkis Gamboa, not the version that fought this last fight against Leo Santa Cruz. Nope. We need to see the version that fought against Jose Pedraza. That version of Gervonta Tank Davis needs to be on display when he fights Ryan Garcia. So he says he don't want to wait till September. He wants to make this fight happen right now. He don't want to sit on the shelf. He last fought Halloween, October 31st. So he don't want to wait till September. Obviously, the roadblock, they wanted in May, but Cinco de Mayo, around that Cinco de Mayo weekend time to be able to, trying to, in a sense, relive the Floyd Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya saga. They're going to be a big part of building this fight up. And Cinco de Mayo weekend is huge for that. But the problem is, Saul Canelo Alvarez more than likely is going to face Billy Joe Saunders in a unification bout that same day. So they could fight the weekend before because actually, I think Cinco de Mayo, May 1st is a Saturday. That's the weekend before Cinco de Mayo actual date, and then they could possibly fight, afterwards, depending upon what day Canelo Alvarez chooses. Is he going to fight the weekend before Cinco de Mayo actual date, or the weekend after? That's following Saturday, and then they can fight because Canelo Alvarez, he fights Billy Joe Saunders, is going to be on DAZN, so it's not going to be on pay-per-view. They're not going to have to worry about the viewers not wanting to pay pay-per-view for that event and having to do back-to-back, because Canelo Alvarez fight is going to be on DAZN. That's a streaming app. So with that said, they don't have to worry about that robot. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If you didn't do nothing else, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That's all I got for y'all, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.